إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. صدق الله العظيم. Thank you very much, our sisters and brothers, for joining on short notice. And we are honored that Dr. Hani is here with us. So we don't make it too much formal, this discussion. We have discussed all the things informally with Dr. Hani. So we will discuss his journey with the organization. We can have some answer question session with him as well. I discussed with him as already. We skipped the introduction by name, but we already have met and see each other yesterday. So I will request to Brother Mahbub have some words initially, and then we move on towards the Dr. Hani for a detailed discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First of all, I thank Dr. Hani to giving us time and visiting our program area, meeting our staff in the field. It is actually a celebration day for Islamic League since the founder of Islamic League is with us. So we are enjoying this moment and hopefully passing by the knowledge of Dr. Saab, we will get more enlightened and get more courage and energy. So hope everyone has a question about Islamic League, about Dr. Saab. You can openly ask questions to Dr. Saab. He will be very happy to answer that. Thank you, sir.
So, you want to say something, or you will hand over for the question to the team?
Oh, no, and it is my honor to travel all the way to be with you. Who's going to translate into Urdu?
The English.
All right.
No need.
Who's going to translate into Arabic? All right.
You can do this.
Alhamdulillah. It was my honor to be with you today here. I was hoping to see you a long time ago, but Allah decided to bring me over the last 2 days to be with you and travel to see the great work that I've been doing. This journey started 40 years ago. For your information, at that time we did not have any money, any office, any telephone, any staff, anything. Just we wanted to do something for the people in Africa, 1983. And we decided to start with a heart that's full of energy and vision to help the people in Africa. January 1984. So never ever say, if I don't have fun from this organization, I can't start. You are more resourceful than any of the organizations. You are more visionary than any of the organizations. And the success of any organization will depend on the intention, on the morale, on the action, as well as on the local community. Local community are the driver. Local workers are the drivers. It's not the people in New York or Washington or London or Birmingham or Riyadh or Cairo, no. Those people who live in air-conditioned room, but with all the facilities in their hands, they cannot do what you are doing. So this localization, which the United Nations decided on the summit on 2016 in Istanbul, we started it in 1984, 85, 86. So we shouldn't wait for others to lead us. We should lead others to be led by us. We should lead others to be led by us. After 40 years, the richness is in Pakistan, the wealth is in Sindh, in KPK, in Punjab, in Balochistan, a lot of wealth in this country. At least you have got 250 million individuals. This is the best wealth that any country can have. If we invest in human resources, especially young people, male and female, you go no wrong. You do no wrong. Don't rely always on the foreign funding. 250 million people in Pakistan can give you the budget and more if they trust you. Who is the first responder to any disaster? Local community. Who is the first responder? Is the mosque, is the church, is the synagogue. All those is the community center, the CBOs and CSOs and the individuals who were with you during the earthquake of Kashmir, or the flood here and there, and even the flood of last year, the local community. So rely heavily on the local community to gain your independence. Any foreign funding, any foreign donation is conditioned by culture, by values, by philosophy, and by belief. You want my money, you do what I want you to do. I don't want your money because I have my money. This is what we need to do. And if you believe in the local community, if you believe in the citizens of Pakistan, you'll be able to build a vibrant, strong civil society sector. We need a stronger civil society sector, but we have to create the young leaders. Without young leaders, you are dead meat. Each and every one of you, when you go to the field or when you are here, discover the talent inside the hearts and mind and soul of the young male and female, the graduates, even the displaced people, even the refugees, even the poor. They have talents, they have ability, they are pioneers, they are innovators. Discover them, and this is your role. Your role is not to do your job as a job, but to do your job as a mission. If you want to live the life of the Prophet ﷺ, do you want to live the life of the Prophet ﷺ? Okay, eat what he was eating, drink what he was drinking, wear what he was wearing, and sleep on the floor that he was sleeping on. And don't talk about money, my salary, my job description, my. Don't do what we discussed yesterday of zero tolerance. Zero tolerance is against Islam, whether you like it or not. It's my own opinion. Allah is a forgiver. Allah is when you do mistake, He forgive you. Who are you to tell me zero tolerance? If Allah said no, I am the forgiver. You have to read the law to listen to your values. You have to read the law to listen to your belief. You have to read the policy and procedure to be adapting your values, not to follow other people's values who have no values. Nowadays, there is no difference between you and her in the new terminology. If this is the value you want, this is zero tolerance policy and procedure that we are following. Very important. Even Allah said in one of the verses of the Quran, "Idfa billati hiya ahsan." Treat your enemy softly. فإذا الذي بينك وبينه عداوة, this one, we think that he is your enemy or she is your enemy, you convert him and you convert her into a very intimate friend and colleague. وما يلقاها إلا الذين صبروا. Those patient people are the only people who are going to go to heaven, who actually treat their enemy in a nice way to convert them from being enemy to being friends. When you tell me zero tolerance, I have to put it inside my values in the Quran, my values in Hadith, my values in the performance of the Sahaba Kiram, and the great ulama, not to adopt anything being mentioned and just make it carbon copy and follow it. Leadership is not about following others. It's about letting others to follow you. Leadership is not about following the flow of others, but creating the flow for others to follow. And this here, we should lead UK, we should lead USA, we should lead Europe, we should lead the world, because you are not less than any one of them. You have what they have, and you have more, because you have the sabr, actually, and you don't have the sabr. That's my message to you about the value of the organization, which should be based, be proudly of the value of our religion. So what? I'm a Muslim. So what? What's next? Go on. What's next? I'm a Muslim. So what? But I'm going to convert. I'm not going to convert you. I'm not going to force you to become Muslim. I'm going to serve you as a Muslim. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لا إكراه في الدين. There is no compulsion in religion. No compulsion in religion. Don't compel anybody to become Muslim. Let the people to make their own choice, and this freedom choice. Democracy nowadays does not apply freedom of choice. It's freedom of my choice to you, as we have been seeing what's happening in different parts of the world. If they are following certain race, support them. If they are following another race, we might not support them. This is not democracy. This is not freedom of choice. This is dictatorship of choice. We force you to follow us for the funding. Be careful of the power of money, which can lead people to bend their back, to change their values, to change their character, and to change their identity. Be proud of what Allah has given you, not what I have given you. And this is the value that we have been standing on and on and on for the last 40 years, and will be standing on and on and on without hurting anyone. Because each one of you is a shining star, more shining than the sun and the moon and the stars. Because the shining in you comes from Iman. The shining of them comes from the light put in them by Allah. Iman's light is more powerful than the rays of the sun. And this is the message for all of us. And remember, all the time, when you meet those right holders, the children, the women, the widows, the elderly, the sick, the displaced, the refugees, they are our employers. They are our employers. It's not me. It's not Sadiq. It's not Mahbub. It's not Nasser. It's not Asif. It's not Wasim. Those miserably looking individuals in the field who pay our salaries. We have to bend our back to them and treat them with dignity, honor, and respect. Never ever make a joke about them or feel pity about them. If you feel pity about them, out. 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 We don't need you. You do not deserve to be a servant of the poor. Because the greatest servant of the poor was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was Musa alayhi salam, was Nuh alayhi salam, was Isa alayhi salam, was Ibrahim alayhi salam, was all the companions of Allah, of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and all the disciples of Isa and Musa and others. They were the servants of humanity. If you want to follow, bend your back for them to make Allah happy with you and with all your family. This is my introduction. Never lose your identity because of funding. Never lose your value because of funding. Never use your culture because of funding. Be solid and say Allah is the one who decides for the rizq. Not you, not me, not him, not her. Inshallah. Now is the time for question, and the question in Urdu and Punjabi and Sindhi and the Bindi and the Hindi and the Kindi. The first one to ask the question who? Oh, I speak Urdu now or Punjabi or what?
Before moving the question, I would like to ask you that these are the team, these are the family members who are actually working on the road with the right holders. So in presence of you, I would like to hear some fingertips advices for those who are actually dealing with the or employing the right holders. So some tips on fingertips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So remember these things when you move in the field.
When you are in the field, feel that Allah has given, has sent you to heaven. Field is heaven. If you treat the people in the field as Allah wants you, He will make your heaven on earth and in heaven. That is where you go there. He has chosen you to be His servant, to be the chosen people of Allah. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Inna lillahi ibadan, Allah has got a special group of His slaves. حببهم إلى الخير وحبب الخير إليهم. He led them to love the action of goodness and led the action of goodness to love them. إنهم الآمنون من عذاب الله يوم القيامة. They are the people who are going to be safe and saved from the punishment of Allah at the day of judgment. It's you. Because a Prophet said, Inna lillahi ibadan. Allah has chosen you to be His special mission slaves. Here in Pakistan, here in India, here in Bangladesh, here in Gaza, here in Palestine, here in Africa, here in Latin America. He has chosen you. When you go to the field, feel that you are the messenger of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, appointed by the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is your responsibility, as if Allah is sending you to follow the footsteps of Muhammad, of how he was dealing with the young people, with the orphans, with the widows, with the community, with the relatives, with the neighbor. All of them, Muhammad's behavior. Behave like him. Act like him. This is where you find those young people opening the hearts and mind and soul for you. Number one. So you are the chosen people of Allah, that actually Allah is sending you as His messenger. But there are no more messengers nowadays. No more prophets, but you are the followers of the prophets and the messengers of the time, because you follow the prophets also. Number one. Number two, be transparent. Transparency is very, very important. Very important. Do not promise to do something that you cannot do. Do not raise the hopes and the dreams of the people to the sky and you have nothing to give. Be honest, be fair, be transparent. Number three, be patient. Be patient. When you are married, you have the baby after 9 months. That's right? Then after the baby comes out, it takes years to become a grown-up man like yourself. It takes 30 or 40 years of hard work. But you were the one who was patient. To choose your husband, patient to carry the baby in the womb, patient to look after the project, the program, the community. Take years. Development is not about a project you do in 6 months or 1 year. Development is about a program of parallel projects on water, sanitation, health, education, community building, community empowerment, education, value, nurturing, bringing the younger generation. This is development. What we want you to do, development, not to do handout. This is what you need to do. And development will be done, you know, by what? By the local funding. The people who can feel the burning at your back are the local community. You have to be empowered to raise fund here. To raise fund here. And there's a lot of money in this country, either in kind donation or cash, if people trust you. Number 4 is to be trusted and trust the community. Don't ever go to the community and start to divide it and classify it. Shia, Sunnah, Salafi, Wahhabi, Sufi, Rilvi, Jamaat Islam. No, I deal with the individual as an individual. He or she needs. And during Chechnya war, the second one, a lot of long queue for Kurbani meat, which was to make it like luncheon. A lot of Russian women used to ask Muhammad, who was the country director of Islamic Relief inside Chechnya, can I have this luncheon because my children have not been eating meat for the last year? Yes, you can. Why not? You are our sister, whether they are Muslims or Christian, from this sect or this sect. Humanity, even our religion, even Islam, when Allah said, فَتُعْمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا إِنَّمَا يُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ لَا نُرِيدُ مِنكُمْ جَزَاءً. We feed out of love. When you go to the field, work out of love, help out of love, look out of love, dress them out of love, build the community out of love, and feed them out of love. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَيَطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ, feed out of love whom? The miskin, the yatim, the orphan, and the prisoner of war. Who was the prisoner of war? Was the one who was trying to kill you yesterday. But when you treat him when in the captivity, you treat him out of love. Because now he is under you. So you have to treat him or her out of love. And he never said, is the miskin Muslims or not? Is the yatim Muslims or not? And we knew that the captive of war or the prisoner of war is your enemy. But even so, Allah said, treat him out of love, with respect and dignity, and don't humiliate him or her. تَعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ. So when you go to a community, don't say this for Muslims and this for non-Muslims. No. I've got 100 people for the 100 people. 50 people for the 50 people. 1,000 people for the 1,000 people. No distinction, no discrimination. This is actually number 4. What else you want?
Thank you. Anyone who have a question? Urdu, Hindi.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Rabia Fareed, Protection Inclusion Assistant. First of all, I don't know I would justify with the question or not, but I'm trying to ask. My question is related to that how you maintained consistency in your work when you started. And the second is what thing even people or movement clicked you to the humanitarian.
Okay. This question was asked to me this morning by what's up?
He's outside.
All right. Yes, we maintain it. Yes, we can. Yes, we will. If you keep looking at the objective, if you are a farmer and you have a piece of land and you want to cultivate it, if every day you look at the farm and you water it and you remove the insects and the diseases, your farm will be fruitful. The idea of humanitarian work is like you are a farmer, like you are a mother. A mother, if she neglects her child, he will be lost, will be wild, will be criminal. But a mother who nurtures her children and the child or the seed is the idea of being there. Love to do the humanitarian work, the humanitarian work will love to be with you all the time. That's why whenever you go to a very difficult area, you'll find it easy. Because Allah will let the people of such area to be very cooperative to you. Because Allah knows that you love it. And Allah is the one who has chosen you to do this. If Allah has chosen you to do this and say, thank you Allah, I'll do that, Allah will let everybody around you love you and to be motivated, to make you motivated. That's why whenever you go to the field, and you are here in the field, look at the people that you are trying to serve with love and put your foot in their shoes. You have salary, they don't have. You have house, they don't have. You have income, they don't have. Your children have school, they don't have. And when you wanted to let them and their children to live the same safe life yourself, Allah will let them to love you and keep motivate you all the time. And the motivation does not come from the headquarters. Never. Never, never. The motivation comes from the people in the field, from the smile of the orphans, from the dua of the widows and the elderly people. This is the motivation. If they make the dua for you, you will be motivated forever. You will be uplifted to the highest sky forever. And this is where the motivation reaches you. But if you go to treat them like numbers or individuals, you will never be motivated and you'll be tired, sick, and you want to leave the field. Second part of the question?
What person or movement or any event clicked you to be humanitarian? When you started?
I never thought about it. I never thought about it, to be very honest. There was a famine in East Ethiopia, and hundreds of thousands of people came to Sudan, and the media was focusing on those people in 1983, and we found no Muslim churches collecting funds for them. And when I visited Sudan in December 1983, we discovered, because the media was focusing on the non-Muslims, we discovered that they are Muslims. And we said, why don't we as Muslims do something as well? Since our Christian brothers and sisters and secular brothers and sisters are doing it, why don't we do that as well? So we started. We started from 20 pence of a child who gave me the chocolate money. It was one of my nephews. Have you seen him? No, yeah. From some woman or man, I tell you the story. I didn't have money to go to Sudan to attend this medical meeting. I went to the Imam in the Islamic Culture Center in London, asked him to give me the money to travel to Sudan to buy the ticket. He opened the drawer and they got 300 pounds cash. This is your ticket. I don't know who gave this money to the Imam. The Imam does not know. Nobody knows. When such an individual, could be a male, could be a female, could be Asian, could be African, could be European, could be anyone, could be old man, could be old woman, anyone, comes before Allah on the Day of Judgment. You know what Allah will tell him or her? This organization belongs to you. Because of the 300 pounds you gave to Sheikh Hamid in 1983, and Sheikh Hamid gave it to me, and I bought the ticket. The 300 pounds is the unknown sadaqah that nobody knows and will come. The more you work hard, the more such an individual will be risen high in the sky, in heaven, if she is in heaven now or not. That's why don't underestimate the sadaqah. Even a smile is a sadaqah. Even shaking hand is a sadaqah. Even waving to the poor people is a sadaqah. Even standing next to the poor man and woman is a sadaqah. All this, never underestimate it. Never ever underestimate that sadaqah. And this first donation which you took from this individual in the Islamic Culture Center in London to buy my ticket, he is the founder, or she is the founder of Islamic Relief. And this made me, or is making me, to be motivated. Thank you. No need to cry. Anybody else? Urdu. Sindhi. Come forward, Mr. You have to speak Urdu or Sindhi.
Slightly also.
Come on. We'll put it the camera.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum sir. I am Mujibur Rahman, working as a advocacy assistant officer. Sir, we are welcoming you in Larkana. It's honor for us to be with you, and hope we will see you in field area also. Sir, my question is, there is a lot of need work on education and health component. Is there any planning to directly work on health and education? Nutrition. Thank you.
I'm Jazakallah khair, brother. The most important project that you can do is education. Education. The first word from Allah was revealed on Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Iqra. Iqra is not to read and write. Iqra means seek knowledge. Keep seeking knowledge. Keep making people excited to seek knowledge. Keep teaching people and let people to educate other people. This was the teaching of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Iqra is seeking knowledge. There is no end for knowledge. The knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is endless. If you collect all the wood from the tree, like you know this tree, on earth, and change it to pen and pencils, and you collect all the water in the ocean, and supply one ocean with 7 oceans, to make it ink, and start to write the knowledge of Allah in letters and words, the ink will dry up, and the knowledge of Allah will never dry up. Never say enough for knowledge. Never say enough for getting education. Never say enough for learning and listening to learn. Listening and observing to learn. Never. It's a never-ending story. From generation to generation to generation to generation. Give me your telephone. Thank you for the gift. It's out of date. Anyone knew? Anyway, you know the inventor of this telephone from this area? You know algorithm? Have you heard something called algorithm? You know apps? You know that? You know algorithm who is he? Al-Khwarizmi. Khwarizmi from your area. Do you know who invented algebra? Algebra? Tell them.
They know algebra, mathematics.
Was invented. Al-Khwarizmi. You are standing on the greater discovery of knowledge, which up till now you are using it even without knowing the name of the man who started it 1,000 years ago. Who are you of not following his footsteps in educating young man or young woman to become another Khwarizmi? All the apps go by algorithm. Algorithm is Al-Khwarizmi. Here, if we don't know our history, we don't know our values, we are dead meat. We have no shape, we have no weight, we have no value, and life will not like us. Because life loves the people who develop it for others. Allah sent us, Adam alayhi salam, to earth to construct life on earth for everyone. But He prepared life, He prepared earth for you, for Adam and Eve to come down and live here. Before sending them here, He created the earth, the river, the sea, the ocean, the plants, the birds, the animals, everything. Made the place ready for you to live. But for us, we have to construct and maintain the proper life on earth for other creation of God. subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is education. Education is very important. Not because our prophets could not be able to read and write. He was illiterate. No. He was very literate in knowledge, in vision, in eloquency of speaking the language that nobody else can, in patience, perseverance, communicating, networking, and building partnership. Even during the Sulh of Hudaybiyah, during the Hudaybiyah treaty, he accepted humiliating points on the treaty to win what? To win peace. 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 Because he knew from his knowledge and from his upbringing by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, peace is the only climate where Islam can spread like a wind. In the first 11 years of his mission, or 12 or 13 years, nearly 18 years of his mission, or 17 years, I can't remember exactly, only 1,000 plus went with him for Umrah. Okay? And maybe 2,000-3,000 in Medina. Maybe all of them is about 5,000 after nearly 17 or 18 years. In the 2 years of peace, after the people thought that Hudaybiyah Treaty was humiliating us as Muslims, the army of the Prophet ﷺ who conquered Mecca was 10,000. The people who made the last Hajj with them was over 100,000. In 2 years, Islam brought 100,000. In 2 years of peace, but in 16, 17 years of conflict, only a few thousand became Muslim. So here, education lets you to build your peace on knowledge, on facts, not on illusion. Education, education, education. Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair. Anybody else? Yes, Urdu. I want someone speaking Urdu, huh? Oh, come on. Him, then you. Come on. Urdu or Sindhi? Sindhi. Sindhi.
Who will translate this?
Come forward.
It's yours. It's yours.
Go on.
इन बारिशों से दोस्ती अच्छी नहीं है फराज, अच्छा तेरा मकान है कुछ तो क्या
Very difficult, sir.
एक तो लिया है कि शुक्रगुजार है मोहम्मदा जितना धरती पे आया हूँ ऐ सिंधी माण्हुनि जी ख़िदमत की वञा इस्लामिक रिलीफ ऐं उनजी जोड़ींदड़नि ऐं उन्हनि खे इलाही सारा जेके असांजा सिंधी आहिनि जिन जी ॾुखे वक़्त में जेकी तव्हां मदद कई उहे तव्हांखे लखे किरण दुआ पाइनि सिंध बाबुल इस्लाम रही आहे जंहिंजी तारीख़ 5000 साल पुराणी आहे ऐं मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम जब फरमाईंदा हुया त दुनिया जो हिमायत खितो आहे जंहिंखां मूंखे थधी हीअर थी अचे त सिंध जा माण्हू साबरी ऐं जेके मोहबत कंदड़ माण्हू रहिया आहिनि पर बदकिस्मती सां हींअर जेके मुख़्तलिफ़ डिज़ास्टर आया आहिनि उन्हनि में तमामु वॾो घणो नुक़सानु थी चुको आहे असां इस्लामिक लीग जे हिन प्लेटफॉर्म तां हींअर तव्हांखे हिकिड़ी अर्ज़ु ऐं गुज़ारिश रखंदासीं सिंधी कम्यूनिटी जे फ़र्द हुजण जे नाते सां असां एज़ अ वर्कर त इस्लामिक लीग जा आहियूं पर लोकली तौर ते हिन कम्यूनिटी सां असांजो वास्तो आहे हींअर जिते तव्हां इलाही रिलीफ ॾिनो आहे 2022 जी फ्लड में माण्हुनि खे तव्हां बेटर किट ॾिनियूं हेल्थ एमरजेंसी शयूं ॾिनियूं उन खां पोइ वॾे में वॾो जेको चैलेंज हुयो जेको गवर्नमेंट हिन वक़्त ताईं पूरो न करे सघी आहे उहो हुयो घर जेके हींअर तयारु थी चुका आहिनि जेकी तव्हां ॾिसी बि चुका आहियो ऐं उन्हनि में माण्हू वेठा आहिनि उहे तव्हांखे दुआऊं पिया कनि पर जिन इलाइक़नि में असां कमु पिया कयूं उतां जा तक़रीबन उन्हनि यूनियन काउंसिल जा 3000 ॿार जेके आहिनि यूसी सैदपुर जा ई उहे स्कूल खां ॿाहिरि आहिनि जिते स्कूल आहे उस्ताद आहे त उते किताब कोन्हनि खे ऐं किथे त स्कूल ई कोन्हे को ऐं उन खां अलावा युद्ध उते जेके नौजवान आहिनि उहे हींअर बेरोज़गार आहिनि ऐं उन्हनि खे टेक्निकली वोकेशनल ट्रेनिंग्स जे हवाले सां असांजो स्किल्स जा के प्रोग्राम ॾियो त जीअं उहे डेवलप थियनि ऐं पंहिंजे इलाइक़नि में रोज़गार सां लॻी वञनि त हिन इदारे खे जीअं हाणे बि दवाऊं कनि पिया ऐं अॻिते बि वधीक कंदा छो जो माण्हुनि जी उमेदूं हाणे तमामु आहिनि छो जो गवर्नमेंट कुझु बि न कयो आहे ऐं हाणे जॾहिं इस्लामिक रिलीफ एॾो सुठो क़दम खयो आहे ऐं सभु शयूं ॾिनियूं आहिनि त हू निहारनि बि तव्हां ॾींहुं आहे उनजे करे असां हुनजो पैगाम तव्हां ते पहुचाईंदा
Thank you. Yes, I do.
Whoever translate this.
शेयर भी करना है, शेयर भी करना है। शेयर भी करना है ट्रांसलेट।
I am Mohammad Khalid Wangi, local from Nadu district.
No, are you translating?
ट्रांसलेट।
Basically, we were asking.
After
I will translate.
I will define same thing.
Okay.
I have many things, but in my thing, the same points are included. I am basically from Dadu, and I have also decided to share something about our working in Dadu Kampar. So first of all, I want to welcome you here. It's a great opportunity for the people of Sindh that your honor is here. So here, one thing I want to share is the area of Dadu and Kampar. Here, these both districts are basically sir, both districts are actually hit by two regions. One is flesh plate and second one is Devrai plate, especially Dadu. And here I have an example of Muslimat in 2010. We have worked for more than 4 years. But actually these things are for time being. And we are facing the staff and also community, facing the issue of sustainability especially. And as I told you that Kampar and Dadu, every time in 2007, same thing happened. In 2010, same flood was damaged, and in recently 2013, same thing. Especially these pillars are from two sides, not from a single side. Upper side and lower side. Both sides damaged. All the things, infrastructure, agriculture, livestock, education system, health system. These things happen, I think, after 2 years, after 5 years. So this is the major issue, especially in Sindh with district Dadu and Kambasha Dadu. Many organizations have worked. We have also worked here in Kambasha Dadu and Dadu on the platform of Muslimat. I was district coordinator in Dadu. So we have worked, but same thing happened that when our projects were completed, we have nothing to do for communities, and which we have worked. We have established 3 hospitals, generators, 24-hour services, but when our projects were ended, everything was ended. So I think here we have worked a lot. And yesterday we have conducted a meeting with DC Dadu. They are getting support from the NGOs. They are asking, they kindly support us. Yesterday there was a meeting of livestock department. And here the issue of Congo virus, especially in the borderlines of Dadu, because same cases were happened in Balochistan. So every government department wants to support on the NGOs, and government departments have not any single screening kit regarding the Congo virus. So matter is this, that here we have a majority of team, majority of families are getting their feet, but everything will be vanished if our projects will be completed. So I think these two districts should be in a program of Islamic relief, in education and health, and especially in livelihood activities. Because here at this time 2 crops were damaged by flood, and the community, the persons who are livestock keepers, they haven't to feed for their animals. So this is the main issue, that we should continue our services like that to support these communities through our program. So my request. Thank you.
Thank you.
Not to do it, I just added. So the brother's main question, both brother question is about the sustainability of the projects, strengthening of the project. In the earlier brother Hashim quoted a line of a famous poet, Ahmad Faraz. So the meaning of that line is, don't make friendship with the rain. If rain comes, they swept away all the things from you. So he quoted initially and then relate to the flood and then the sustainability. सवाल सबको समझ आ गया?
Alright. I keep repeating it. Sustainability has to become local. Alhamdulillah, Islamic Relief Pakistan now can fundraise locally. Help the office in Islamabad to raise the fund. The first people who give you the money for sustainability are your local citizens here. Not the people who come from Europe or America, the foreigner like myself, because we have different objectives. Today is Pakistan, tomorrow is India, after tomorrow is Bangladesh, Ukraine, Palestine, but here, the local community, which inshallah, as I discussed with Asif in Islamabad, you should maximize the fundraising from Pakistan. The only people who will be able to scratch your back is your hand. And your hand is here, not in London. Your hand is not in America. Your hand is not in Paris. Your hand is not in Italy. Your hand is here in Islamabad, in Kashmir, in KPK, in all these areas. And empower the organization to raise as much funds as you can. I give you the example. ED Foundation. Did they get money from USAID? Did they get money from DEC?
Nothing.
Did they get money from the British or the German? No. Edi Abd-Sattar Rahmatullah alayhi was a visionary, dedicated, committed pioneer. And all the trillions of rupees came from here. Came from here. Other organizations, many of them, rely on the local fund. Don't wait for foreign funding. Make the foreign funding and to be complementary to earn your sustainability. There's a lot of money in this country. If we have 250 million, I will target the 10,000 people only who can give the lakh or the crore, who can give the in-kind donation. And you will earn the sustainability like Abd-Sattar Edi, who started with no organization, was not qualified from university, was not coming from the moon. He was local individual. And over the last 50 to 60 years, he built this huge institution. So we should learn that sustainability is local. Is local. When the foreign funding comes and they found that you do not need them, they will give you the money according to what you need, not according to what they need. They will bend their policy and procedure to accommodate you. Now, you bend your policy and procedure to accommodate them because you have no funding, and underneath your feet there are treasures. Treasures. Sustainability is local. Sustainability is local. Sustainability is local. Yes, sisters. it's clubbing. I'd love to hear Urdu. Don't speak English to me.
I will try to talk in Urdu.
Yeah, Urdu. Urdu or Sindhi? Or Sindhi? Urdu.
Yes, I will pay thanks in English to you and डॉक्टर साहब मैं आपको सर नहीं कहूँगा क्योंकि सर से आप इरिटेट होते हैं मैं आपको साईं कहूँगा कि ग्रैंडफादर थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कमिंग हियर टू encourage us. Yes, you are right. We thank you as a grandfather. As you earlier discussed that आपने जिस तरह कहा कि फाउंडर ही सब कुछ नहीं होता ये बेसिकली जनरेशन टू जनरेशन की गेम है जनरेशन टू जनरेशन की डेवलपमेंट है तो आप हमारे ग्रैंडफादर हैं और हम आपके जो है ग्रैंडसन हैं तो हम हमारी कोशिश भी यही है कि ये इस्लामिक लीफ का जो तवस्सुल है ये जो जर्नी है ये सदियों तक चलती रहे जनरेशन टू जनरेशन चलती रहे और मैं रियली आई एम फॉल इन लव विद इस्लामिक लीफ सिंस 2013 मैं इस्लामिक लीफ के इश्क में 2013 से मुब्तला हूँ और इस इश्क की इंतहा ये है कि मुझसे बहुत मर्तबा ये भी पूछा गया है कभी मैं फ्री बैठा हूँ कि आप किस चीज़ का वेट कर रहे हैं आप दूसरी जगह क्यों नहीं जाते रियली कि मैं इसलिए नहीं जाता कि मैं सर इस्लामिक लीफ के साथ मेरा एक इश्क है एक पैशन है और सच्ची बात ये है कि हमारी जो वैल्यूज़ हैं जो विजन मिशन आप लोगों ने बना के हमें दिया है रियली इट डिफर्स फ्रॉम अदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस टू इस्लामिक लीफ क्योंकि ये इंस्टीट्यूशनल डोनर्स जो हमारे हैं पाकिस्तान में आपने कहा कि आपकी फंडिंग जो है वो लोकल है नेशनल है इंटरनेशनल फंडिंग हमें नहीं भी होगी तो इशू नहीं है लेकिन बात ये है कि यहाँ पे स्ट्रक्चर इस्लामिक लीफ का होना चाहिए विद मिनिमम रिसोर्सेज स्ट्रक्चर होगा तो हम लोकल फंडिंग के लिए भी रेज कर सकेंगे रिक्वेस्ट तो इस स्ट्रक्चर को इस तरह देखेंगे इस्लामिक लीग पाकिस्तान में सिंस 92 से काम कर रही है और स्पॉन्सरशिप प्रोग्राम एक चल रहा है हमारा कोर प्रोग्रामिंग है एडवोकेसी प्रोग्रामिंग के कैंपेन हमारी ग्लोबल कैंपेन चल रही है वो उसको लाने की यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है हमें नई काम करना होगा ये पोस्ट डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट पे हमें अगर एडवोकेसी सिंपली होगी तो यहाँ पे कोई डिजास्टर नहीं आ सकता तो गवर्नेंस लेवल पे यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा काम करने की ज़रूरत है मेरी रिक्वेस्ट सर ये होगी सिर्फ कि यहाँ पे ज़ाहिर है हमारी मैनेजमेंट कंट्री मैनेजमेंट भी बैठी हुई है सदीक भाई भी बैठे हैं तो कोशिश ये है रिक्वेस्ट भी ये है आपसे कि यहाँ पे एटलीस्ट स्ट्रक्चर इस्लामिक लीफ का आप बरकरार रखें बाकी इंशाल्लाह हम अपनी कोशिशों से इंस्टीट्यूशनल डोनर्स और इंटरनल हमारे लोकल डोनर्स से उनको रिक्वेस्ट करते रहेंगे और हमें वो देने से कतराते इसलिए भी नहीं है कि हमारे पास हमारी चीज़ें क्लियर हैं हमारा मिशन क्लियर है वो दिन भी याद है जब दादू में 50,000 लाख लोग थे और हमारे पास 200-300 का राशन था लेकिन लोगों ने इतने इत्मीनान से लिया था कि क्योंकि हमारा मैसेज क्लियर होता है हमारे क्राइटेरियाज हमारी जो नॉमिनेशन होती है सिलेक्शन होती है उस पर कोई कंप्रोमाइज़ नहीं करते हम लोग तो इस बुनियाद पे हम हमारे जो है वो सर ऊँचे होते हैं कि हमें कोई तंग नहीं करेगा और हम किसी से ब्लैकमेल नहीं होते और हमें कोई फोर्सली जो है वो चीज़ें नहीं करता क्योंकि हमारे विजन मिशन और हमारे वैल्यूज़ क्लियर हैं उन्हीं को लेके हम चल रहे होते हैं तो थैंक यू सो मच अगेन सर और आपसे दुआओं की दरख्वास्त है कि आप दुआ करें कि ये सिलसिला ये कारवां आगे बढ़ता रहे चलता रहे जज़ाकल्लाह
Cindy.
So first of all, thanks you and that I don't want to say you sir. So I say you science. Science is a word for excellence in sin, for love. And he also explained that we are looking.
What's the
to
question?
Direct common question.
Yeah. Forget about me.
What's about he falls in love with Islamic? Will he marry?
more than marriage
When you fall in love with somebody, marry her.
this love is more than
From
marriage
my first wife, I have 5 children.
MashaAllah.
From my second wife, I have millions of children. Which is Islamic faith.
Islamic.
For a human wife, give me 5. Humanity wife, give me
this
eminence.
is called real love sir so I
God loves Islamic faith and marry her.
no.
Put her with you in the bedroom.
I didn't marry from Islamic Leaf, but I am in love.
In a short, very clear question that he said Islamically for impartial, neutral and independent organization. Initially when we respond in the scene, There are thousands of people, even lakh crores are in need. So we have a special criteria. No one enforces us, no one can influence us to make, as we have a very clear criteria to select the right orders. About the sustainability of the Islamic life in a local context, from local to global, he requested to the management that at least keep the structure of organization in the same, so we can initiate our funding from here to local. So he also included that advocacy and climate is also required in this structure in this area to raise the funding.
If you raise fund locally, nobody will close you down. You have to motivate the local community to give you the fund, trust you. Somebody will give you the land, somebody will give you food, somebody will give you clothes and all those. But they need to trust you. They need to see you in a very transparent way. Transparency here is very important. Very important. They feel that you are honest, you are dedicated, you are committed, you are Abdel Eidi. Each one of you become like Abdel Eidi. What's your wife's name? Bilqis. Sister Bilqis. May Allah accept your soul. You become Bilqis Eidi as well. When she was working with him and they were sacrificing their life for the community. That's why Abdel Sattar Eidi and Bilqis, may Allah bless their souls, became icons not only for Pakistan but for us everywhere on the globe. Anybody else?
The question from Sadiq bhai as well, from the structure to sustainability.
Urdu.
अच्छा उर्दू
Yeah.
ओके स्ट्रक्चर के हवाले से बड़ा अच्छा भाई ने बात की. दो चीज़ें हम कर सकते हैं इस हवाले से. दो चीज़ें आप लोगों ने करनी है सिर्फ, जिस पे हम बाद में भी बात करेंगे. मीटिंग के बाद हमारी अपनी भी मीटिंग होगी. एक तो इस प्रोग्राम को इमरजेंसी से अब निकल आए आप लोग. माशाल्लाह आप लोगों ने जितनी मेहनत दिन रात काम किया, अपनी छुट्टियां कुर्बान की, वीकेंड्स पे काम किया, वो काबिल तहसीन है और हम उसको हमेशा हर लेवल पे एक्नॉलेज करते हैं. और आप सबका शुक्रिया कि आप लोगों ने अपनी पर्सनल टाइम से 9 to 5 तो हमारा ऑफिस का टाइम है, पर्सनल टाइम से टाइम निकाला और यहाँ पे आप लोगों ने काम किया. और ओवरबर्डन भी है, हमें पता है कि कितना काम है यहाँ ऑफिस में. एक दो चीज़ें आप लोगों ने जो करनी है अपने लेवल पे, बाकी इंशाल्लाह हम भी कर रहे हैं. जो आपके पार्टनर ऑलरेडी हैं आपके पास यहाँ पे काम कर रहे हैं, उनकी सेटिस्फेक्शन कैसे होगी? जितना आप ट्रांसपेरेंट रहेंगे, जितना आप क्वालिटी को इंश्योर करेंगे, आप ग्राउंड में जब जाते हैं, कम्युनिटी में काम करते हैं, उन कम्युनिटीज़ को आप कैसे लेके आते हैं आगे? अगर हम इमरजेंसी की तर्ज पे उनको आगे भी लेके चलेंगे तो सस्टेनेबिलिटी नहीं होगी. वो आप लोगों ने ग्राउंड पे काम आप लोगों ने करना है और कुछ प्रोग्राम्स के इम्पैक्ट दिखाने हैं. इम्पैक्ट ऐसे दिखाएंगे जैसे हमारी लाइवलीहुड की एक्टिविटीज अगर कहीं पे है तो उसकी बाकायदा इम्पैक्ट स्टडीज़ आप लोगों ने करनी है. उसको कवर करें, उसको डॉक्यूमेंट की शक्ल दें, उसको डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज बनाएं छोटी छोटी, और वो हम आगे डोनर्स को भेजेंगे. रिपोर्टिंग की क्वालिटी को ठीक करना होगा. रिपोर्ट्स में हम कभी कभार सिर्फ जवाब दे रहे होते हैं, उसके इम्पैक्ट को कवर करने के लिए हमारे पास बैकएंड पे डेटा भी नहीं होता. ये गैप्स हैं हर लेवल पे, बलूचिस्तान में भी है, केपी में भी है, इस्लामाबाद में भी है, IJK में भी है, हर जगह पे है. तो ये मैं हर जगह पे ये बात करता हूँ. डोनर्स उस वक्त मुतमईन होते हैं जब आप उनको इम्पैक्ट लेके आते हैं, इम्पैक्ट बेस्ड रिपोर्टिंग करते हैं. और इम्पैक्ट बेस्ड रिपोर्टिंग के लिए आपका सिलसिला जो है वो असेसमेंट से स्टार्ट होता है, आपकी मोबिलाइजेशन से. हमारी कम्युनिटीज़ कितना जानती हैं अपने काम के बारे में जो हम कर रहे हैं इस्लामिक लिए, उनको अपने हकूक़ का कितना पता है कि जो राइट होल्डर्स हैं वहाँ पे आप उनको सामान देने जा रहे हैं, उनको सामान का भी पता है कि हमें क्या मिल रहा है क्या नहीं मिल रहा है, उनको उस क्वालिटी का भी अंदाज़ा है, वो कितना इन्वॉल्व है. इससे ही हमें अंदाज़ा होता है कि कितना वो लोग इन्वॉल्व होते हैं हमारे साथ. जितना वो इन्वॉल्व होंगे आपके प्रोग्राम में सस्टेनेबिलिटी आएगी, इम्पैक्ट नज़र आएगा. उस इम्पैक्ट को कवर करें रिपोर्ट्स की शक्ल में, पिक्चर्स की शक्ल में, केस स्टडीज़ की शक्ल में. वो हम आगे शेयर करेंगे विद हमारे डोनर्स जो हैं, जो हमारे आगे बैक डोनर्स हैं IRU के, IRUS से. उनके जो इंडिविजुअल डोनर जो डोनेशन करते हैं वो इन चीज़ों को देखते हैं. بعض اوقات ہم بہت اچھا کام کر رہے ہوتے ہیں لیکن اس کو ہم کوئی کہیں پہ ڈاکومنٹ نہیں کر رہے ہوتے، اس کے بیک اینڈ پہ کوئی ایویڈنس نہیں ہوتا ہمارے پاس. تو یہ چیز 4 چیزیں آپ لوگوں نے کرنی ہے. سندھ میں الحمدللہ بہت زیادہ ہمارے پروجیکٹ میں سب سے بڑا پورٹ فولیو ہے یہاں پہ، اور جو پارٹنرز نیشنل لیول پہ جن کو ہم انگیج کر سکتے ہیں ہم نے ان کو انگیج کیا ہوا ہے. آپ نے UNDP کا دیکھا پورے کنٹری لیول پہ، ہم نے یونیسیف کے ساتھ ہم نے پورا کنٹری لیول پہ کنٹیجنسی جو ایگریمنٹ سائن کیا ہے. پیٹس کے پروجیکٹ آ رہے ہیں آپ کے پاس، لیکن 1-2 چیزوں پہ آپ لوگوں نے خود جن کا میں نے ذکر کیا ان پہ فوکس کریں کہ آیا جو ہمارے پاس اویلیبل ڈونرز ہیں ان کو ہم کہیں پہ لوز تو نہیں کر رہے، اور وہ لوز کوالٹی الحمدللہ ہم گراؤنڈ پہ جاتے ہیں. آپ کے اسٹرکچر ماشاءاللہ سب سے بیسٹ، آپ کی ایکٹیویٹی سب سے بیسٹ ہوتی ہے، ان پٹس جو مٹیریل آپ دیتے ہیں وہ بہت اچھا ہوتا ہے، لیکن اس کو ایک ٹیکنیکلی جتنے ہمارے ایریا کے لوگ ہیں وہ کتنا سپورٹ کرتے ہیں ڈسٹرکٹس کو، اور ڈسٹرکٹ میں ماشاءاللہ آپ کے پاس بہت بڑا اسٹرکچر ہے یہاں پہ. وہ اسٹرکچر آگے ٹیکنیکلی کس طرح فیلڈ ٹیم کو سپورٹ کرتا ہے. تو جو اوریجنل کام ہے اسلامک ریلیف کا موبلائزیشن، اس کو تھوڑا دکھانے کی ضرورت ہے کہ ہم کتنا موبلائزیشن میں کتنے اچھے تھے پیسے، جن کا ذکر ڈاکٹر ہانی نے کیا کہ ہم 1984 میں 1982 میں پاکستان میں ہم نے موبلائزیشن کیسے اسٹارٹ کی. کمیونٹی ڈریون پروگرامنگ جو ہے اس کی بنیاد ڈالیں یہاں پہ، آپ لوگوں نے کچھ کیے بھی ہیں اس پہ کمپوننٹس، لیکن ہمیں اس وقت خوشی ہوگی جب وینڈر کی بجائے ہماری کمیونٹیز کچھ کام کریں گی اور سسٹینیبل اسٹرکچرس لے کے آئیں گے. تو یہ کچھ چیزیں آپ لوگ کریں انشاءاللہ. صرف تو ہم ایسے صرف 1 سال 2 سال کے لیے نہیں آئے ہیں، یہاں پہ ہم رہیں گے، لیکن سب سے بنیادی لوگ آپ ہی ہیں یہاں پہ، ہمارا فرنٹ بیس ہے. آپ لوگوں نے ہی یہاں پہ جتنی محنت کی ہے اس کو مزید امپروو کریں. اسلامک ریلیف کی جتنی ویلیوز ہیں اس کے ساتھ کام کریں جن کا ذکر انہوں نے کیا کہ ہم ویلیوز کبھی کبھار ہم بہت ٹیکنیکل ہوتے ہیں لیکن ویلیوز کو جو ہے اپنے ایکشنس میں نہیں لاتے. ہم ایک دوسرے کے ساتھ کیسے بیہیو کرتے ہیں، کمیونٹیز میں کیسے بیہیو کرتے ہیں، آیا ان ویلیوز کو ہم نے کبھی اپنے ایکشنس میں لایا نہیں لایا. تھوڑا سا آپ نے خود انالیسس ہمیں کرنی ہوگا. ایز اے ٹیم ہم کتنا ایک دوسرے کے ساتھ جڑے ہوئے ہیں، ایریا ٹیم، میرپور خاص ٹیم، دادو ٹیم، یہ کتنا ایک دوسرے کے ساتھ انٹریکٹ کر رہے ہیں. تو ان کچھ چیزوں کو ہم نے خود ایز اے ٹیم اگر آپ آئے گئے ہیں کہ اپنا امپیکٹ بھی کریں گے تو انشاءاللہ کون چاہے گا کہ کنٹری آفس کبھی بھی نہیں چاہتا کہ ہم سندھ آفس کو کلوز کریں یا دادو آفس کو کلوز کریں. ہم لانگ ٹرم کے لیے آئیں. اس لانگ ٹرم کے لیے آپ لوگوں نے بنیادیں ڈالی ہیں. آپ کو ایک پلیٹ فارم ملا ایمرجنسی کا اور ارلی ریکوری کا. اس سے آپ آگے کیسے اس کو لے کے آتے ہیں. انوویٹو پروگرامنگ آپ لے کے آئیں، کلائمیٹ سینسیٹیو پروگرامنگ آپ لے کے آئیں. آپ کے پاس ڈفرینٹ اپروچز ہیں، لوگ کام کرتے ہیں، انٹرنیٹ کو گوگل کریں، آپ کو گیجٹس ملے ہوئے ہیں، انٹرنیٹ کی فیسلٹی ہے، دیکھیں گلوبلی لوگ کیسے کام کر رہے ہیں. کچھ ایسے انیشیٹو لیں انوویٹو. ہم کبھی بھی آپ کو نہیں روکیں گے. ایک بزنس کیس آتا ہے ہمارے پاس جو ہماری ڈونر کی ریکوائرمنٹ پوری کرتا ہے، جس میں ہمیں امپیکٹ نظر آتا ہے، تو ہم نے کبھی بھی نہیں روکا. کوئک کمیونیکیشن رکھیں ایک دوسرے کے ساتھ. آپ کو جتنا کوئک آپ کمیونٹی کے ساتھ جتنا ان ڈیپتھ انوالو ہوں گے، کمیونٹی آپ کے ساتھ لنک ہوگی، آپ کا پروگرام کرنے کے لیے نہیں ہوگا. اگر آپ کمیونٹی سے دور ہوں گے تو آپ کا پروگرام 6 ماہ بھی آگے نہیں چلے گا. یہ سب سے بنیادی چیز ہے. امپیکٹ دکھائیں گے انشاءاللہ ہم آگے چلیں گے. شکریہ.
ٹھیک کوشچن سر یہ تھا کہ ہم بہت اچھے سے مطلب ڈیولپمنٹ پہ کام کر رہے ہیں، تو کمیونٹی جو ہیں یا ہم ڈفرینس ہیں بہت عرصے میں ایک دیہات کا اور سٹیز کا جیسے، تو وہ دیہات کے جو لوگ ہیں ان میں اسکلس بہت ہوتے ہیں، مگر آپشن ہمیشہ یہی رہتا ہے کہ مائگریشن وہ نہیں کرتے تب تک ان میں وہ چیزیں نہیں آتی ہیں. تو بہت عرصے تک بہت چیزیں یہ ہے کہ ان میں اسکلس بھی بہت ہوتے ہیں، ریسورسز بھی، مگر ان کا لائف اسٹائل اور ان کے لیے ہم نے جہاں تک ایجوکیشن اور ہیلتھ پہ بہت سے لوگوں نے کام کیے ہیں، بہت سی اسٹرگلس رہی ہے. اور
कोई टूल्स या आइडियाज हमें शेयर करेंगे तो मेरा कोई जहन में आया तो हम सीख लें सर। रूरल में मतलब कि रूरल के लोग बहुत तेज भी होते हैं, उनके पास स्किल्स और एग्रीकल्चर हर है, मगर जो उनका जैसे एजुकेशन है उसका प्रॉपर कोई डॉक्टर चाहिए जैसे कुछ निकल आते हैं, मगर सिटीज़ में रहते हैं, पर उनकी जैसे एनिमल फार्म होते हैं उसका प्रॉपर सिस्टम हो या कोई ऐसे डॉक्टर हो या उनके उधर ही कोई ऐसे या उनमें डोनेशन इतना जल्दी कैसे है कि उनमें बहुत चीज़ें हैं कि उधर ही उनका सॉल्यूशन निकाल सकें, क्योंकि जिनमें बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं लोग, उनका इम्पैक्ट जो है वो इतना नहीं रहता है, और उनको जो है सिटीज़ या शहर के लोग हैं उनको ज़्यादा कि उनको उनके सॉल्यूशन निकालते हैं, तो इसके बारे में कुछ आइडिया हो? Thank you. A very important question from Brother Keshula in Washington. He said that actually we are working from many years on development, especially on rural development. So as compared to the rural development, urban is more diverse and they have quick solution, they have everything, every facility. When we are talking about the rural development, we go there, we did some intervention over there, and then we exit. When we exit, if there is no education structure, no health structure, none got education, how we can improve the rural development as human beings? And if you have some ideas or some suggestion with your experience, like how we can improve this to make it more diverse, to make it more sustainable.
Alhamdulillah, you have to engage the community from the very beginning. From the stage of thinking, designing the project. You have to let the community to feel that the project is owned by them. In the good old days, organizations used to go and dig deep wells in Africa without engaging the organization. When they left, the organization did not bother to maintain a deep well. It became dry later on. When we started doing the water tanks, building the water tanks in Parandri and Rawalakot in 1998, 1997, 1999, local community were contributing financially 25% to the cost of building these big water tanks on the top of the mountain there. They maintain this big, what they call it, reservoir on top of the mountain up till now. This is what you need from the very beginning, to let the organization, to the local community to feel that they own the project. Engage them from the very, very beginning, actually, to see what do they have and what do they want and what do they can contribute. And from there, when you leave, you have trained them, they have paid money, they have paid effort, and the project is there because they will maintain it. But if you do it as you bring a consultant, or bring a company, or bring whatever it is, and does everything, and give them the key and leave, they will not feel that this project belongs to them. This is number one. Number two, as I mentioned earlier, you have to engage the local community to support you financially. Money is under your feet. Resources is under your feet. Why I should go outside to Europe while I can bring a lot of gold from underneath my feet? Why should I beg the people who do not understand my culture, my values, to come so they can change my culture and my values? And they give the example of Eidi, and I don't want to, I'm just focusing on Eidi because he was not raised to any Jama'at. If I mention the other organization, they depend mainly on the local community in Pakistan, and they have thousands of schools. Thousands of schools, without mentioning the names. Thousands of schools from local funding. Local funding is sustainability. Because the United Nations in 2016 World Humanitarian Summit said localization but has not been implemented yet. They said 25 to 30% will be given directly to local organizations. None will be less than 5% or 3% being given to local organizations. Still controlled by the INGO, unfortunately. So your sustainability here in Islamabad, here in Karachi, here in Sakar, here in every city that some wealthy people can support and maintain your projects. Anybody else can speak? You, sister, come in next to me. What's your name, sister?
Mehta Sindhu.
In Urdu.
Mahtab Sindhu.
Kitab Sindhu in Urdu.
Urdu में बोल.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर, मेरा कुछ सवाल है और ये भी बात है कि जो प्रोजेक्ट डिज़ाइन होते हैं तो स्पेशली जो वुमेन्स होती है ना हमारी, तो उसके मैंने कहीं भी नहीं देखा है कि जो प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन्स है उसके कोई माइक्रो हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस MHI उसका कोई भी कंपोनेंट नज़र नहीं आता है, क्योंकि जो हमारी देहाती इलाकों की जो वुमेन्स होती है वो अचानक उसकी डिलीवरी होती है, तो उस वजह से वो अचानक डिलीवरी या अचानक कुछ भी हो जाता है तो वो सूद पर पैसे लेती है और उसका जो इनकम सोर्स होता है वो माहाना 10,000 15,000 पूरी करने का होता है, तो वो सूद में फंस जाते हैं और उसके अलावा जो उसके डिलीवरी के साथ होती है तो वो डेथ भी हो जाती है ना हमारी वुमेन्स की। तो ये होना चाहिए क्योंकि वुमेन्स के ज़्यादा मसाले डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस से GBV इश्यूज़ जो भी है वो हमारी सारी ज़िंदगी वुमेन से फेस करती है। तो हम चाहेंगे कि इस्लाम के लिए पाकिस्तान इतना माशाल्लाह प्यारा इदारा है, हम इसको इससे प्यार करते हैं क्योंकि हम भी इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का हिस्सा है, पर हमको सारा इस्लाम रिलीफ में नज़र आता है। तो इस वजह से हम चाहेंगे कि जो वुमेन्स के इश्यूज़ है उस पर कुछ ज़्यादा प्रोजेक्ट में कंपोनेंट्स रखने चाहिए, स्पेशली क्योंकि हमारी वुमेन्स के पास इतनी सहूलियात नहीं है। एक तो वो खुद जो हमारी वुमेन्स है वो हाउस होल्डिंग नहीं होती है, उसके हस्बैंड होते हैं, तो कमाई का जो जरिया होता है वो भी पैसा उसके हाथ में नहीं होता है। तो स्पेशली रिक्वेस्ट हम करेंगे और ये हमारी जो कम्युनिटी की वुमेन्स है उसका वो भी हमको कहती है कि आप हमारी जो ये बातें हैं अपने ऑफिसर तक पहुँचाएँ, हमारी गवर्नमेंट तक पहुँचाएँ, वो हमारे साथ बहुत क्लोजली बातें करती हैं ना वुमेन्स, मेल भी करते हैं, उसके अपने मैसेज होते हैं और उसके साथ जो वुमेन्स है वो अपनी बच्चियों की शादी की बात करते हैं कि इस वक्त जो फ्लड आया तो हर माँ बाप की ख्वाहिश होती है कि हम अपनी बच्चियों को दहेगा कुछ भी दे कपड़े दे इस तरह से, तो ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स हमारे यात्रा से किया जाए। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you very much. The long question. It's all about the maternal health of the females of rural area. She mentioned that when we visited the area intervention, we met with the local community and always demand comes from the local female who are pregnant. They said that Islamically the organization will take care of everything in project like production inclusion, like water, health, food, multi-purpose cash grant. So why have we not included some maternal health insurance in our project as a cost cutting so that the rural areas female can reach to the hospital, even they borrowed some loans on interest during their deliveries. This is the first part of the question. So the second is that when we interact with the families, there is a lot of girls, young girls in the community. So mother is always worried about her marriage, the expenses of marriage and the other. So is Islamic League have anything like to support this type of issue? Maybe Sadiq.
That's your boss. No, I'm not boss. अच्छा, मैंने पहले भी इस बात को थोड़ा सा वाजे किया है। प्रोग्राम हम कभी भी खुद से नहीं बनाते, जो हमारी टीम में आपकी तरफ से ही प्रपोजल्स आते हैं, जो डायर नीड्स हैं उसको आप ही आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं, लेकिन उसके पीछे एक नीड असेसमेंट होनी चाहिए। एक दो फैमिलीज का विजिट करके हम नहीं देखते, हम डिफरेंट नीड्स को देखते हैं। 30-40 नीड्स होती हैं और उन 30-40 नीड्स में वो डिफरेंट प्रैक्टिसेस जो एक्टिविटीज़ करते हैं आप लोग, की फार्मेट इंटरव्यूज करते हैं आप, डिटेल नीड असेसमेंट करते हैं, उनमें से आपने फिर टॉप 3-4 को चूज़ करना है। हमारी इंटीग्रेटेड प्रोग्रामिंग ऐसी भी नहीं है कि हम पीरियड्स पे काम करें कि एक जगह पे हमने एक हैंड पंप लगा दिया, दूसरी जगह पे, ये भी हम नहीं कर सकते। टॉप 3-4 वो आप ही प्रायोरिटाइज करते हैं। आप जब आपकी असेसमेंट्स, आप लोगों ने कितनी असेसमेंट की है कि रिसेंटली कोई डिटेल नीड असेसमेंट्स है आपके पास? एनुअल बेस लाइन का कोई डेटा है आपके पास, ट्रेंड लाइन का? अच्छा, तो देखिए वो बेस लाइन, वो आपकी नीड असेसमेंट आप उनको लेके आए, हम उसी के मुताबिक चलते हैं, उसके अलावा हम कोई काम नहीं कर सकते। तो जो नीड्स आपकी असेसमेंट से निकल आती हैं उसी का प्रोग्राम होता है। तो आप अपनी असेसमेंट को ठीक करें, जिसकी बेस पे हम अपनी प्रोग्रामिंग करें।
Thank you very much, sir. Like, so we have only 10 minutes.
6 minutes.
6 minutes?
6 minutes. We have 6 minutes. No problem.
Chitral, if I speak in Chitrali, my mother who will not check because I am the only person from Chitral. And
Speak Hindi or
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, सबसे पहले आपका शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं कि आप इतनी दूर से हमें सपोर्ट करने के लिए आए। मैं इस्लामी रिलीफ को जब पहली दफ़ा इंटरव्यू दे रहा था, मुझसे पूछा कि आप इस्लामी रिलीफ को क्यों ज्वाइन करते हैं, तो मुझे इस्लामी रिलीफ के बारे में कुछ पता नहीं था। तो मैंने सिंपल एक लफ्ज़ कहा, क्योंकि मुझे इस्लामी रिलीफ का नाम क्योंकि यहाँ पर इस्लाम लगा हुआ, इस्लामिक रखा गया, इस बार मुझे नाम पसंद है, इसलिए मैं इस्लामी रिलीफ को ज्वाइन करना चाहता हूँ। मेरा एक सवाल है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर हमारी लाइन मैनेजमेंट भी बैठी हुई है, क्योंकि हमारे जो सारे जितने प्रोजेक्ट, मोस्ट ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट होते हैं, सोशल चेंज पे बात करते हैं, सोशल इम्पैक्ट पे बात करते हैं, तो चेंज है, इम्पैक्ट बिहेवियर चेंज में सर इस तरह टाइम टेकिंग प्रोसेस, ये एक लंबा प्रोसेस चलता है, तब जाके एक आप कम्युनिटी में एक सोशल चेंज लाते हैं, उनके बिहेवियर आप चेंज कर सकते हैं। जो हमारे जो प्रोजेक्ट होते हैं, मोस्ट ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट आर शॉर्ट टर्म में हम वो जो इम्पैक्ट है, जो बिहेवियर चेंज है, हम उनको कैसे वो जो हम लाना चाहते हैं, लोगों को जो बिहेवियर चेंज करना चाहते हैं, जो इम्पैक्ट हम दिखाना चाहते हैं, क्या हम शॉर्ट टर्म प्रोजेक्ट में हम वो ला सकते हैं? इसका मेरे ख्याल में बहुत क्या कहना मुश्किल काम होता है। आपके पास जाहिर है, हम सारे हमारे मोस्ट ऑफ दी एक्टिविटीज़ है, कम्युनिटी वो है, एक्टिविटी बेस्ड सोशल मोबिलाइजेशन करते हैं हम यहाँ पर। अगर हम इसको निकाल दें, मैं आपको एक RSP की चित्राल की मिसाल दूँगा, वो 40 साल से वहाँ पे काम कर रहा है, अब जाके चित्राल के कुछ इलाकों में उनका लोगों का बिहेवियर चेंज हुआ। तो डेट्स वाई सोशल, इसलिए तो जहाँ तक बिहेवियर चेंज के लिए हमारे पास लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोजेक्ट होना चाहिए, जिस तरह इस्लामी रिलीफ का नीलम में प्रोजेक्ट था, कोई 20 साल चला है, तो इसी तरह इस सिंध में भी इस तरह, और दूसरी जगह में जहाँ हम काम कर रहे हैं, if we have a long term project, then we have then the effect is maybe we change the community, we change in behavior change. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. Never break the social
bonding. Social networking.
Social
Relations?
when you make them together. Thank you. Speak English. Never break the social chain. Never break the developmental chain. Never break the educational chain. Never break the awareness change. Awareness change. Never break the advocacy chain. All these kind of chains has to be connected from generation to generation, from level to level, from grassroots to university professor, to prime minister, to minister, to president, to everywhere, to businessman. Keep educating the people who think that they have the knowledge and they don't have. No, you have the knowledge that they don't have. You have the heart that they don't have. You must have the money. You must have the political power. They must have the decision, but you have the knowledge of know-how. The know-how is as important as the political decision. is as important as the crores and crores and crores of rubies that a businessman will give to you. And more important, your value in the field is exactly the same, that's the equivalent to the value of the donor. You are not less than him or her. You have the money, I mentioned this before. You have the fat, I give you the kiss. What do I mean by fat and kiss? International organization or INGO have FAT. F stands for fund. A stands for advocacy. T stands for training. So those organizations who think that they're coming to teach us, they have the fund, and they have the advocacy, and they have the training, okay? What I have here in Pakistan, I have the KISS. K is knowledge, knowledge base. I is innovation. Innovation will never come from him, or from him, or from me. It comes from you. Also, I have SS, Sustainable Solution. So you, as local community, have the KISS. K, knowledge. I, innovation. SS, Sustainable Solution. They come with the money, funding, and with the advocacy to advocate for you, and with training, they can train you. Both of you are equal. Never, never let him and me to feel that you are inferior to us. You are equal to us because you have the knowledge, you have the innovation, you have the sustainable solution, and he has the fund, the advocacy, and the training. So, sir, 50 and 50. 50 and 50. We are partners. But to be very honest, my share is more important than yours because they have the knowledge, they have the innovation, and they have the solution. You have some money. So what? Okay? This is what you need to conclude with that. Last point, because I know that Brother Nasser is pushing me to leave the room. I'm glued here. I'm glued. You see, can you push me forward? You can't push me because خلاص, I'm fixed. Allah has chosen you, whether you like it or not. Hazrat Yunus alayhi salam was upset with his tribe. That's why he went and left the da'wah. Allah gave him the hardship in the belly of the whale. Then he made istighfar because he thought that the community is not responding to his da'wah. Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, never give up. Never give up. Never give up. And always was praying for us. You know what he was saying? What's your name, sister?
Shireen.
Shireen. Asma. Samia. Rabia.
Fida.
Huh?
Fida. Fida. F-I-D-A.
Fida. Oh, subhanallah.
Fidai.
Once upon a time, the Prophet ﷺ was sitting and thinking about his beloved brothers and sisters. I wish to be with my beloved brethren and sisters. The companions told them, aren't we your brother? إنني أشتاق لأحبابي. I love, I desire, and content, and urge to meet and see أحبابي. The companions told them, aren't we be your beloved brethren? No, you are not. Ahbabi are people like you. Believe in me without seeing me. Hearing about me without living with me. The action of each one of them is equivalent to the action of every 50 of you. Prophet ﷺ was talking about you here in Larkan. We're talking about you here. He loved to see you.
Yes.
That's why Allah has chosen you to be in lillahi ibadan ikhtasam biqada hajat. To choose you. Allah has chosen you, special slaves, to fulfill the needs of the people. If you carry on your shoulder the mission, Allah will broaden and strengthen your shoulder. So you can carry more and more and more. If you run away, Allah will not be upset. He can replace somebody else. But remember, the Prophet ﷺ talked about you here, 1400 years ago. He talks about you to the companions, to Umar, to Abu Bakr, to Ali, to Uthman, to Talha, to Zubair, and telling them, not you are not. It is those brothers and sisters whom the action of each one of them will be equal to the action of every 50 of you. 50, F-I-F-T-Y, 50. You stand up for what Allah wants you to do. Don't waste the money that Allah gave you as rizq in fashion and extravagant things to do at home. Prophet ﷺ used to sleep on straw. And used, when he was to wake up in the morning, have no food at home, used to fast. And used to break the fasting on two things, on water and the cheapest date.
Yes.
Barak. Not even thumb, barak. Day after day after day after day. If you want to be with the Prophet ﷺ, do what he does. And be like him. Behave like him. Community work is about behavior, about manners, about values, about character, about transparency, about being seen by people, being trusted by people. The people who are our employers. The people who are our employers. The people who are our employers. This is where success happens. This is how Eid, Abdul Sattar Eid, made this great story. And unfortunately, even in Pakistan, we forgot about it. We did not make any drama or movie or series about him. We did not write books and poetry about him, like many other great Pakistani people. Why not? We always read what's written by others about us, and by others about the others, not about us. This is the inferiority complex. They taught you to be inferior to them. Abdul Sattar Eid taught humanity to be inferior to Abdul Sattar because he came from nowhere, an uneducated salesman. When his mother died because there was no ambulance, he decided to create what you have seen today. You are not less than Abdul Sattar Eid, and you are better than many of us like myself. Don't ever put me in a higher rank and put yourself in a lower rank. Never, never, never. Put yourself also only on the ranks of the people who follow the teaching and the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The love and the care of prophets and messengers of God to humanity. Humanitarian work is about serving humanity, not serving tribes, not serving clan, not serving culture, not serving one thing. Serving humanity. Humanitarian and the humanity and the Islam are hand in hand, because Islam teaches us to be humanitarian, and the humanity and humanitarian work is a part of Islam. Be proud of the one who came to be the teacher of humanity. Don't be proud of someone like myself, or like himself, like somebody else. No. The teacher is there with a seal on the final book of Allah. I will say, since you speak Urdu, since you speak different languages, Umar radiallahu anhu, you know Umar Farooq, said, learning Arabic is a part of deen. Is a part of learning deen. How on earth will understand the book of Allah without Arabic? How will you understand the hadith and the seerah of Allah, of the Prophet ﷺ, without understanding Arabic? Please, teach your children to learn Arabic. Get used to listen to Quran wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you do. Even if you are busy, change the atmosphere in the house, sisters. When you do the washing, do the cleaning, put the Quran instead of putting some songs. Okay? Or some, what they call it, disco. for the young brothers here. Okay? This kind of, keep Allah at home by your invitation. Allah is at your home by His own invitation, not by us. You invite Allah when you recite, you read, or you listen to the recitation of the Quran. Keep Him with the angels of the Quran in your house when you, even if you are busy. Keep the Quran playing as recitation by a good reciter. So to change the atmosphere for the family, for the children, for the bring more risk for yourself. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Jazakumullah khairan. And before, no clapping. Brother Talha, you stand here. No,
This chair will move here.
You can stand, stand on. And you can stand here in the corner. Okay. Brother, what's your name? Because you are tall enough, stand there. And put this chair in front here. And he will take a photograph for all of us. Be seated. No, not in front of them.
The camera may
Be there. Everybody should be in the photo. If you are not in the photo, get up. Huh? Stand on the chair.
Stand on the chair.
Area view. You are actually.
Oh, you're cold.
Can you see now?
Yeah.
Cheese out.
थोड़ा सा आगे हो जाए ज़हीर भाई नहीं आ रहे ज़हीर भाई साथ हो जाए I have to get everyone now.
Yeah, otherwise you'll be sad.
Okay.
एक दो लेके देखो थोड़ा नीचे करो
नहीं आजो आगे हो जाए महबूब भाई थोड़ा सा इधर आगे आ जाए आगे हो जाए मजीद आगे हो जाए नहीं आएंगे प्रेम में आगे हो जाए Okay. Just a minute.